you, the use of modern technology when it comes
Yes,
to...
I think you know, people are very busy, but as she said, you know, normally when we thank, it's always written, right? But when you were asking about how you confirm RSVP, right? What I always think, you know, sometimes when we give a telephone call, maybe this person is traveling and, you know, maybe they can't take. Because what I do is I call and also I send a text. And also sometimes if I know the email, I also email them and confirm so that they can take account, right? And also with the tradition, we have to, you know, collect the latest technologies, which is much easier, right? So it is, I think, to say yes, I accept your invitation. I think it is acceptable to send, give a telephone call and also send a text, because text will be there. You know, you can read it, retrieve and read it, you know. So that's why you also have to be practical, you know. Sometimes you also have to be, because we have been so busy sometimes, as she said. So on my way, I always text them and say, you know, it was a lovely evening, thank you so much. But at the same time, I do send a card. Physically, I send a card and also an email.
That's lovely.
Right.
That's lovely. And yeah, speaking of telephone, we have a special video to show and something to discuss on proper etiquette when it comes to telephones and using your phone.
How to practice proper telephone etiquette. Don't let the people around you wish that telephones were never invented. Mind your manners by following a few simple rules. Don't answer your phone or start chatting away if you are in the middle of a conversation with a person. If you are expecting an important call, set your phone to vibrate and then excuse yourself and go elsewhere to chat if the call comes in. If you are not near your phone to answer it within 3 rings, silence the ringer or turn it off. If a phone rings somewhere inappropriate, like in the theatre or a church service, double check that it is not yours. Rethink your ringtone. Consider the volume or type of ringtone you choose. It may be considered disruptive to most people. Keep your voice down and the conversation brief when speaking on your call phone in public. If you have to shout to be heard, make the call elsewhere. Never yell or talk about intimate matters when you are out and about. Don't keep checking your messages when you are with others by setting time limits. Let's say 1 paper. Don't leave it on the table so it keeps lighting up with alerts. Using a cell phone while driving, even if you're using a hands-free device, quadruples your risk of a collision.
Well, there you go. I think that video just hit a lot of people. It's just me. But sadly now, you're probably seeing it. The sign that mankind is going to self-destruct. You go to a beach, you see a group of family people, and they're all like this.
Yeah, that's true.
No interaction, and phones are. It's just ridiculous sometimes, ma'am. What can you tell our viewers regarding proper etiquette? Phone, texting,
telephone,
everything.
Yes. Now it reminds me something what Ryan told. You know, I was just driving through a paddy field. You know, those days we used to send kites. There were these little guys. You know, they were sending kites. They had just tied it on a tree and they were texting. And that's how they enjoy today, right? I don't know whether it's proper to say, but this has become sometimes necessity evils. You know, right? But all the time it happens. People, you know, they go for meetings, they have their telephone and it keeps on ringing, right? And when we conduct classes, most of the time we will have to remind people, okay, please put your telephone into silence. Even if you put it into silence, because it keeps taking your attention. So the best thing is you leave your cellular either in your car or somewhere else when you go out for a meeting. You should never take your eyes from the person whom you are communicating. You know, it's really bad manners. Right? If you have to answer a telephone call, definitely you will have to excuse yourself and go. Right? sometimes people, they get into somebody else's car. From the time they get into the car, they keep on talking, keep on yelling, and you know, and they say thank you very much, and they go, and they just could not communicate anything, you know. So I think this also has become a little bit of a menace, right? We have to really be considerate what you are talking. Sometimes very intimate things they talk, right, and the other person can hear.
And it's just so uncomfortable for you. You're like, oh, I don't want to hear that.
I know, right? So I think this has to be, you know, that they have to change this attitude towards telephone etiquette, right? So telephone is there for you to communicate, give messages, right? Not to tell your private things in public.
Is it a good practice now, or do you advise parents to have no phone during dinner, no phone during lunch?
I was about to tell you, if you go to any restaurants and when you go with your family and you see mother and father or whoever, and the children are not having any communication because they are all the time surfing, talking, Facebooks, whatever on their iPhones, it's ridiculous because I think they should really not bring the phone. Somebody at the head of the family must say, it's a family time, we're going to have dinner, we need to converse and find out about what you are doing. Please do not use the phone. Those are ground rules and the values that parents set at home, and the children must abide by. After all, I'm sure most of those young children who are using the phones are bought by the parents. So there are few conditions that you really should give it to the because, as you say, they don't interact, they don't talk, they are like dumb mutes all the time. That is, they are inconsiderate, they have no manners, they don't even hear when people are talking to them. So it's this real, the new, high-tech, wired up, you know, the lot. It's not a good thing. So they have to be told to change a bit, because everything is done where
it's the expression people are communicating, but they're not talking.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you forget
That's a good one.
Yes, you forget facial expressions because you're just like, oh, smiley face, sad, angry face, so that's what it looks like.
But another thing is, what is really unpardonable is using a mobile phone at business meet. But there are two ways, Ryan and Sam. Like sometimes it could be a working, right? If it's a working lunch, it's you know, it's a meeting, it's food. You have to have your laptop, your iPads and phones, everything switched on, because they're working and you need to relate to party and call. So therefore that is understandable. It's everyone agrees, and there's nothing called no one had manner. But if you do go out with one person for a meal, and then before you could even sit, the telephone rings and you take the phone, that's really very, very bad.
I think it is pretty obvious we have a lot more to talk about. We will definitely have the two ladies with us. But before we go for a quick commercial break, just reminding you folks, there is a Facebook page. It's funny, after talking about technology, we have to tell you about the Facebook page. Facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. If you have any questions, comments, and also the email address mtvsports@maharaja.lk will be, it's on the screen right now. It's just kind of awkward to say, check it out on Facebook.
But send us the questions that you have, that you'd like us to ask all of our guests. And after the break, we have a very interesting guest who's going to be here with us, who's going to talk about the biggest investment day that's going to happen in Sri Lanka. That's Dr. Pratibha Mahana Maheva, coming to you after this short commercial break.